my lovely Flosstube friends, welcome to all my new subscribers and hello to all my already existing subscribers. So lovely to see you all again. So much to talk about today. We've got FFOs, we've got whip updates, we've got what's coming up, so loads and loads to talk about. But before we get started, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, tick the little notifications, give me a thumbs up, and let's get started. Can you believe it's nearly Christmas? So close, so much to do. I was adamant I wanted to get this video done before Christmas. We'll talk a little bit later about what my plans are for a little later. So let's just crack on, shall we? What to tell you? So much to tell you. Well, you'll all know that I had an FO the last time we spoke, and since then I got another FO, and then I got an FFO. So the problem was, when it actually happened, I was too sick to actually film it. So you'd think you weren't going to see it, but I wasn't so sick that I couldn't just record a little bit of footage to show you the FFO. Well, hello all. I'm full of flu. There's no other way of putting this. I've had flu for nearly a week now. So my pre-Christmas is not going according to plan. But because I'm not going to be going into the office to give my presents to my friend, I now need to box them up and post them to her, or get my family to post them to her. So that you didn't miss out, I thought I would quickly just record this bit whilst I'm still sick, so that at least I could show you my finishes, because I have some FFOs. So you'll all know that I was working on the beautiful, the Victoria sampler Christmas crackers. Here they are. And I did the angel one and the Father Christmas one. Yeah, so here they are, fully finished. Let's move my snowman out of the way. So here is my Father Christmas one. So he's all completed and finished, all stuffed. Ribbons are done, all stitched up. Get rid of that. So that is Father Christmas. Oh dear. And then the angel, which I done, is here. So here she is. This is the angel. Finished with a little star on the top. Come on, camera. Hem stitch is done, and again whizzed it up, stuck the ribbon in, stuffed it, and we now have two beautiful finishes that I now need to box up and put in the post, because I won't be seeing the people who these are going to before Christmas now, I don't think, because I'm just too sick. But I didn't want to just stick them in the post and not be able to show my FFOs, because obviously it's just another FFO, which is rather rare for me. So I had to share this with you all. Beautiful stitch. The fact that I didn't do them on the called for fabrics, because they were different fabrics, and obviously I've just done it on cashel linen raw, I still think they came out lovely, and I really like them. They're probably not as perfect or as symmetrical as they could have been. I think one's slightly bigger than the other, but that's purely the amount of stuffing I put in more than anything, I think. But I'm more than happy with my little finishes, little Christmas crackers, for my presents or for my gifts. So there you go, people. Beautiful. And I must admit, I was really frightened when I first looked at the Victoria sampler instructions, and I thought I'd sort of bitten off a bit more than I could chew. You couldn't have been more wrong. With a, you know, with a cup of coffee and a read through of the instructions a couple of times, it all made total sense to put these little things together. And the instructions are amazing. So if anyone is, you know, never really done finishes like me, if I can do this, then anyone could have done it, really, because I've never done any real finishing. I mean, I don't even do my own framing. I send it off to framers. So that's just how good the instructions are to actually finish these. So, but yeah, there we go. FFO, ready for Christmas, ready to be posted. And I'll have to add this bit of video to a video when I'm actually better, because I'm just too unwell at the minute to do a video. So there we go.
All those plans of lots of work, but then as well as working, that would give me the time while I was in London to do my Christmas shopping. None of it happened. So I've had a really mad dash to get everything ready for Christmas. I'm sort of nearly there. But it's only been in the last sort of 24, 48 hours that I've been able to do anything. So it's just been like a crazy, crazy time. But isn't it always for everyone? But it's so nice. It's so festive. I've not been to work, obviously. I've not worked from home because I've been too sick. So I've got to work from home Christmas Eve and then I'm done. So I'm just pleased that I was well enough this weekend to actually get done what needed to be done. That's enough of me waffling on about my Christmas stuff. So before further ado, let's start with whips. Let's look at what I have done since I last spoke to you, which was at the beginning of December. So I did manage to get quite a bit of stitching done before I got sick. So, and where I've got footage that I can show you where we was at last time, I will update you with that. So first things first, we have the Frosty Forest. So I was doing the Frosty Forest, it's been going on for some time now, on the called for fabric. And the one that I've been working on is Snowman's Cottage. Here it is. Super cute. Love it. Let's put this down here. Now, you know, in the last video I said I was actually so pleased that I've managed to master the French knots. Believe it or not, I tried to do the French knots on this one and they didn't go as well as they did on the train. So maybe I can only do French knots on a train, on a commute. So, oh, let me see if I can put something behind it for you. So this is where we're at. So we already had block 1 and block 2. They're the ones that I'd already completed. And then this one here is where I've got to on my snowy cottage. So as you can see, let's pull him up a little bit. As you can see, I've sort of done the roof of the house, I've done the tree, and obviously I've done the snowman, and you can see the French knots for the buttons. The eyes didn't go too bad, but these are sort of like not straight. I'm still undecided. I might actually take those off and put beads on at the end and just take the French knots out. But I'll make my mind up when I get there. But love this one. Loving it. Love the colours. Made a bit of a boo-boo because I've got the special threads for each of the individual ones, so because they came like a little like an auto ship from Patchwork Rabbit. Because I was still a little under the weather when I was stitching this, I didn't realise, but I've actually got the special thread for the roof and didn't actually use it. So that was a bit of a blot on my part. So that was just the called for DMC instead. So yeah, so you can see I was really on the ball when I was doing that. So, but still loving that one. This one's just going to take as long as it takes. I'm not one for stitching Christmassy things when it's not Christmas. So while it's Christmas, I'll stitch on it, and then when it's not Christmas, you probably won't really see much of it. So that's whip number 1. Next whip is my alternative reality. So around now, you should be seeing when you last saw it. And if I've got a picture of what it should look like finished, I will put that in. Last time you saw this, I was so close to a page finish. Yes, of course, I completed the page finish, and here is where we got to. So this is Alternative Reality by Josephine Wall, stitched 1/1 on 25 count magic guide. Love it. Love the detail. So now I'm undecided of whether I want to carry on stitching down and work my way across, or whether I'm going to start and go across. I think I might work my way across the top and then do another page down and sort of stagger the pages, is what I'm thinking. So love that one. So lovely page finish. Always like a good page finish. So that's my Alternative Reality. You will remember I was working on some little shoes. My high heels collection by Soda Stitch. I'll give you a picture. This was my train project. It's been my train project for a long time. This is one of those ones that I said I really wanted to get done and get finished. And I'd already stitched the 2 shoes here, and I was just on this shoe. This was where I was going to start. And I had like some token gesture amount that I'd completed last time I saw you. So as you can see, I'm so not prepared because it's still on the Q-snap. Obviously, because I've not been doing any commuting, because I've been too sick to go into work, I didn't do any stitching on it, which is a bit of a shame, because I did sort of have it in my mind's eye that I would have liked to have got this as a fully finished object, was my plan. But best laid plans and all that. So this is where we've got to. Let me just get the paper. Very organised, can you tell? So this is where we got to, of shoe number 3. So it's getting there. It's not far away, and obviously these are the other 2 shoes that I've already completed, which you've already seen. And then obviously that's where we are on shoe number 3, she says, with the big bit of thread hanging. There you go. So, but I'm not, you know, I'm not going to sit here and say I'm going to try and get it done before the end of the year, because it's not going to happen. Because this isn't one that I would normally sort of choose to stitch while I'm sitting at home. This would be something that I would stitch on the train, or if I'm in bed. I mean, you never know, I might get a bit more stitching done on it, but not enough, I don't think, to get it completed. So, but love the progress on that one. It's just all going, isn't it? With all these whips and stitching and... See, it's what happens when I haven't got gardening to do. When I'm not gardening, I don't need to worry so much about what I do and don't get done, because I tend to get a lot more done when I'm not gardening. So I've got a little more progress on this one. I would like to think that I'm going to get this one completed by the time the new year happens, which is the lovely Beginner's Hard Hanger Part 1. So this is the one by Loopy Loo Designs. Last time you saw this, I'd done, I think, the centre section, and I just had the outside. So I'd done this bit in the middle, and I'd done the cloister blocks around these bits, but I hadn't actually done any of the cut work in these areas. Oh God, look, I cut my finger whilst I was doing my housework. It's not very good, is it? See, housework's damaging to people. Okay, so I managed to, this I did do in bed, I'll be honest, because I was feeling so rotten that the only way to do it was in bed. So I managed to do all of the cut work. Oh, she says. So I finished the cut work on all the 4 sides, and I did do the wrapping of this one here. Now, it's not perfect, not by any stretch of the imagination. And the reason for that is when I was doing this, I was doing it in bed and I was doing it in hand, so I don't know if I can get that any closer so I can, come on, focus. The wraps are not perfect, I'll be honest. Not on that section. But obviously I was just holding the fabric in my hand, and they said to use the finger underneath to sort of hold the wraps. But I was really struggling because it was all just flopping around everywhere. So what I might do is to try and do it in the Q-snap so that it's holding it taut and I can just put my finger behind it. But love it. I think it's close. If while it's Christmas and I'm sitting on the sofa with the family round, I could probably easily sit there and do the wrap stitches on the Q-snap. So I would like to think that I can get this one, I could say that I can get this one done before the end of the year. Watch this space. Depends on how much fun we're all having and all the family time. So, oh, got another needle there. So that is another whip, which I love. I love that bit. Definitely in my plans for 2019, I've got some nice drawn thread and hard hanger pieces that that I'm going to start, because this has actually made me realise that, you know what, you can do it. Alright, might not be amazingly perfect, but it's all about practice. Practice makes perfect. So that's another whip. Then next up we have my lovely cricket collection. So this is my spring. Oh, that's not the pattern, is it? Where is it? There it is. The Cricket Collection Spring. And this one is being stitched on Spring at Lakeside 28 count Ghana by Chromatic Alchemy. And I've done a smidgen more than you saw last time. Oh, come on, off. Very organised. So organised. Nearly. So, where have we got to? She says. So we have managed, I think I'd already started, I'd already started on the N, but I'd only got as far as the blue. So, come on camera, catch us up. Why does that look all out of focus? Come on, focus. Is it focusing? Oh, there we go. So, I've done, what have I done? So, I don't know if I'd done these last time I spoke to you. Oh, get out of the way. But I've started on the N and some flowers. So, yeah. I think it's beautiful. Love this piece. So, it's close. Just not finished. But again, I think this would be one that I will sit and try and get some stitching on whilst the family are here. Because I can just sit with the Q-snap. It's the only trouble, when the family come, you know, my stitching frame and everything all has to go away in the study. But I'm pleased to say that they only come for one day, so I only have to remove all my stitching equipment and one day. And there was, I think we've been invited out on Boxing Day, but I did say to my husband, you know what, I'd really like to just spend Boxing Day at home, just us chilling on the sofa, watching movies, you know, the usual stuff. I do love sort of just sitting on my own doing the stitching. And my husband's going away on the 2nd of January to Italy racing for a week, so, and he's got some time off between Christmas and New Year, which is really quite rare, so it would be quite nice to actually spend some time with my husband, since he's going to sod off and leave me. What's next? Oh, sip of coffee is what's next. So next up is my new start, which isn't a new start, I'd already started it, but it's the new start. So it's the Peacock Lagoon, Heaven and Earth design. This is the one that I'm stitching on 25 count 2/110 stitch on the ridiculously large frame, because I can't be bothered to take it off because I'm too lazy. And last time I showed you this, I hadn't got a page finish, but now I do. And if I'm honest, does it really look any different? Not amazingly, because I'm in the same place. So, but it is a page finish, so not to be sniffed at. So here we are. So there's my little moon, and that is the token gesture of my efforts, which is not bad going. I would like to think that I'm going to get this out and do a bit more stitching on this over Christmas. I've got a lot of plans for the time over Christmas, of which is to do nothing but a lot of stitching. But that's what Christmas is for. So next up is, or lastly, should I say, is my lovely chatelaine. Evening in the Park. This one. There you go. And around now you should be seeing what it last looked like. And this, oh my god, come here, is where we're at now. So I'm quite, oh, let's turn it around the right way, it does help. I'm quite impressed with how far, or how much I did actually achieve on this. So, I managed to get all of the trees stitched. Now, can I do this? I can't do this. Oh, if I sort of stay behind it so that it blocks out the light. So we've managed to get all of the trees completed. So they're all stitched now. So all of the trees are stitched, and I've also, check this out people, I've done my woven baskets. So these are the woven baskets that are completed. So all of the baskets are done. After the rigmarole of actually doing the baskets, I've actually managed to do them. Let's see if I can get it all in frame. There you go. Obviously, next is to finish these sections here under the swans, on the other swans, and finally put the top swan in, and then I can move on to the next section. So I think I'll probably do all of that, finish the beading, and then start up in this top corner on the next section, which is where it gets super interesting, and we're back to like what I call more dense stitching. So love it, I totally love it, really, really love it. So much fun. So much fun. So there you go. Oh, sorry, it's hitting you. So that is what I've been doing all this time, which I don't think is too bad, considering it's nearly Christmas, and normally I don't really achieve too much at this time of year because it's so busy at work and so busy with getting everything ready for Christmas, and inevitably everyone comes to me for Christmas, which is exactly what's happening this year. So I have a house full, which was a bit concerning because obviously when I was sick with the flu and nothing was getting done and no Christmas food shopping had been done, no planning, no organising, and obviously I am a bit of a planner when it comes to stuff. So the fact that I hadn't really planned anything and I was too sick to even think about planning anything, I was starting to sort of get a little bit antsy about it all. But I've managed to sort of throw it all together. So also I have another finish. So the other finish is not a cross stitch finish. You'll remember back in August when my mum first had a stroke, I just started working on a diamond painting. And my daughter had picked a design that she liked of a wolf and a girl. So I'd started that when I was out on the deck in the summer. And that was around the same time that my mum had her stroke. My love for it went out the window really quite quickly. But I was adamant that because I'd got quite a way on it, I wanted to try and see if I could still get it done for my daughter for Christmas. So obviously discreetly and quietly and secretively, I was just doing a bit here and a bit there. So because it needed to be wrapped up for Christmas, and I obviously got it framed, I will insert some footage here for you to watch of the FFO of the diamond painting for my daughter. Well, hello there, my lovely Flosstube friends. What can I say? I have been laid up with flu for nearly 2 weeks and felt dreadful. So Christmas is almost upon me. I've got like less than 3 days. I've done no food shopping. I've still not wrapped all my presents. I haven't bought all my presents. I haven't done house cleaning. I haven't done anything. The only thing I've done is wail around in bed and take antibiotics. And at last the antibiotics seems to have kicked in. So I'm on this mad dash to get Christmas done, but still feel pretty rotten. So as you can hear, but not as rotten as I was about a week ago. So I've got another little finish. I need to put this clip of the video into the video and pre-record it because I need to wrap this because this is for Lauren. So for those of you that remember, I sort of dabbled, and I say sort of, it was quite loosely, sort of dabbled in the diamond painting. And I got this one for my daughter and started it literally as my mum had her stroke. I don't know whether that's the reason. Maybe I've sort of not really wanted to touch it because it's not full of good memories. It's not a nice memory to have. You know, I was sitting there diamond painting and my mum was having a stroke in her house. So I think my logic is that it sort of put me off a little bit. But I tried to persevere secretly so my daughter didn't know, and just every now and then just put a few more on. And I got quite a good way through it and then thought, you know what, Teresa, you just need to sort of like persevere and just do it because it's you can't just leave it now. I'm so pleased that I did because I've actually finished it. And I framed it because I thought, you know, if I'm going to give it to her for Christmas, she needs to have it like done and framed. So without further ado, here it is. So this is literally completed last night. Oh my God, look at the glare. I don't know if there's a way for me to unglare the glare. Hold on. What lights are you? Yeah, those ones. Oh, now we've gone really dark. I don't know whether you can see it. Was that any better? How do we do this without actually having glare? Okay, so we've moved. We're at a different place in the house just so I can show you this damn diamond painting. Oh, my life, this is so hard. Okay, so here it is. There's a little bit of glare. I can't do anything about that, I'm afraid. But this is the finished article. I'll try doing it that way. Does that help? I don't think anything helps. How on earth are you supposed to show these diamond paintings without some sort of like mass glare? Oh, there you go. Maybe that's better. There you go. Lauren's got a thing about wolves and anime type things. Obviously, she's a bit of a gamer, so yeah, there we go. So that is one of her Christmas presents. So, and it is really, really sparkly. I mean, it does look lovely, don't get me wrong. I'm not, you know, I'm not ditching it at all. Not in any stretch of the imagination. But for me personally, did I find this a joy to work on? Did I actually enjoy sitting there doing it? No. And I don't know why, because I really thought this would be right up my street. This would be my bag. Like you say, they're a much quicker finish than stitching, but the actual process of just sitting there, sticking the little diamond things on, I don't think it did it for me. But like I say, I don't know if I've just got a bad vibe from it, because obviously it was around the same time that I started this that my mum had her stroke, and it sort of just reminds me of really painful memories of like what's going to happen and what's, you know, well, you know if there's something that you was doing when a big, you know, something big happens in your life. For me personally, it puts me off ever wanting to touch it or do it again, because it's just not got good vibes for me. But that's not to say that I won't do another one. I will never say never, because no one should ever say never, because, you know, what floats your boat 1 month or 1 year could be something that actually you fall in love with in, say, another 5 years. So, but yes, another finish. It's not a stitching finish, but it's a finish nevertheless. And I framed it. I used the lovely Stitcheristas Hashi frames. I had to adapt it slightly because I didn't realise that the mat board that I bought, the sticky mat board that you're supposed to put the actual diamond painting on, when I got them, because I got like a whole batch of it, I assumed that it was the right size, only to find that when I went to actually frame this, it was too small. So I had to improvise. You're gonna love this, improvising. So obviously I didn't have mat board to fit this frame. This was like a custom frame that I bought to fit the size of the piece. So I was obviously thinking ahead on one thing, but just not on the other thing. So I actually used the back of the frame and just stuck it to it. So here it is, literally stuck to the back of the frame. It works exactly the same, you know, and there's no wrinkles on the front. It's not wrinkly. It fits perfect. I think it fits perfect. Well, will my daughter care that you can see that on the back? No, she won't be looking at the back of it, so who cares? But anyway, so another finish, people. And I had to quickly film this while she'd gone off to college. It's her last day at college before Christmas. And it's about the only time that I'm going to get any time to actually show you when no one's around. And obviously do that because I need to get it wrapped, like, now. You know, I really like Christmas normally, but being that I've been so ill, and now that I've got so much to do and so very little time to do it in, it sort of took the fun out of it a little bit. I'm pretty sure that give me another sort of 72 hours and I'm just gonna be like, yay, it's Christmas. But right now it's just like, I can't think of anything worse with my headache and the fact that I still feel rough and I'm still not really sleeping at night. The thought of going and hitting, you know, Marks and Spencer's and Tesco's is just like, oh, really? Can no one else do that for me? So, unfortunately, I couldn't trust my husband to do it. And my husband is now working massive amounts of hours, so he promised that he'd come with me just to make it a little easier. But now we've just got to find a time that we can both go, which will probably be about, I don't know, midnight on Saturday night or something stupid. So, but there you go, that's the finish, and no doubt you'll be seeing the rest of the video after this. So this is pre-Christmas, people, so Merry Christmas and happy festivities for those that don't celebrate Christmas. Let's go over to the other video, shall we? Bye. So yeah, diamond painting. I'll never say never, but is it for me? I don't know. I'm not sure whether it is really for me. I mean, I've got some other ones that are here that I could do if, you know, if the mood takes me. There's no threat of diamond painting ever overtaking my love of cross stitch, that's for sure, or of stitching. So this is a shout out to the lovely ladies from Victoria Samplers. So if you remember back from my last video, and for the new subscribers, go check out my last video. So Flosstube 50. In that video, when I was showing you my little Christmas crackers that were by a Victoria sampler, I don't know how it popped into my head, but I referred to it as Victoria's Secrets and then corrected myself and was like, oh dear God, no, it's not bras, is it? Well, unbeknownst to me, I mean, I never thought that the lovely ladies from Victoria Sampler would watch my Flosstube videos, and she did. I don't know if it's because obviously the image of, like, my thumbnail picture was a picture of the stitched piece before it was turned into a Christmas cracker, that sort of sparked for her to watch it. But then obviously when she did watch it, obviously I referred to them as Victoria's Secrets, which they're not, because they don't make bras. They're not an underwear company. But she commented on my last Flosstube, basically saying that she'd seen it, and just for the record, they're not an underwear shop. So shout out to you. I am so sorry. I referred to your charts and patterns as Victoria's Secrets. I don't really know what came over me. Maybe it's because I've been shopping recently, or I've been thinking about presents for Christmas. My daughter loves Victoria's Secrets, so I think it's quite apt, really. My daughter loves Victoria's Secrets because she loves all the pretty underwear and lacy stuff, and I like the Victoria samplers, which is the stitching and all those cutesy patterns and designs. So yeah, so that was quite funny. But thank you for the lovely comment. Thank you for understanding and not being offended by the fact that I called it Victoria's Secrets. But that was quite comical, actually. It did have me howling when I saw the comment coming. I was just like, oh no. So yeah, so I thought I had to share that with you all. For those that have, don't go trawling through my comments, then it's in there. So it's quite funny. What else to tell you? Well, we're going to have to do what made me go well this month. Well, what did make me go well this month? Loads of stuff has made me go well this month. So obviously, although I've been sick, I did watch a little bit of Flosstube, but really not very much. Not enough that I can comment too much on stuff that I've seen. But I have to say, the Flossmas videos and vlogs, people, they are fabulous. It's been great having one every day coming up with the countdown to Christmas. So thank you for doing that. That wowed me, you lot. You're all sort of like super busy and sharing what you've been up to. And it's quite interesting to see just how much progress you get done when you're vlogging every day. So that was quite good. The other one that made me go well was Cindy's cross stitch. The last video that she put up, she's done, she was sharing the lovely cute Christmas ornaments. I'll put a link to her channel up here. So Cindy's cross stitch, love her. She's so lovely. She's so adorable. She got some lovely gifts, and love her. You could see she was really tearing up. And apparently it took her a number of takes to be able to do the video, which I thought was so sweet. But she has some really beautiful Christmas ornaments. And then she shared her plans for 2019. She's got some gorgeous patterns that she's looking to stitch for next year. So slightly enabled there, but I'm trying to veer away from that because I will have my own stitching plans for 2019. I'm going to do that in a separate video.